So as of this video, already Deltarune Chapter 3 plus 4 has been out for like, what? Just over a month? So yeah, that title, that thumbnail, we're going to be ranking the Deltarune chapters 1 to 4. What's the best chapter? What's the worst chapter? How do they rank here? What's my opinion? Let's get into this. And if you want to see more Deltarune tier maker stuff and rankings, there's like random stuff like the ships and the theories and the bosses and the OST. Let me know in the comment section down below, and of course anything else you want me to do around here, let me know as well. BFDI stuff, all that. But yeah, what do I think? We're going to start with chapter 1. We have Undertale here, but we're not going to bother with Undertale. That is just 10 out of 10 masterpiece. That's a complete game, and it's not really fair to rank that over the other chapters. Deltarune's still not finished, but yeah, we're gonna look at each chapter as a whole here. Chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chapter 1. It was a shock when it first came out. I don't think I was the only one who thought this was Undertale 2. This was a sequel. I literally say it like after the whole weird survey thing you do. What? Is this Undertale 2? And then it's like, yeah, your choices don't matter, and you wake up and Torio's like, Chris, wake up, it's a beautiful day outside. And I'm like, what? It's Undertale 2. But yeah, it was amazing seeing the dark world, you know, having the light world, and then, you know, coming back to it, the Chaos King, Lancer, Susie, all the new characters, and then, yeah, being hit with all the familiar characters we knew in Undertale. It was great stuff. Replaying it, it's definitely one of the shorter chapters. You can go through it very easily, especially, of course, when you know what to do. It's even shorter as well. And compared to the other chapters, it doesn't feel as big. I do understand it is chapter 1. It is kind of the introduction, but it definitely isn't the largest chapter, but it does still have some good stuff in it. Jevil is probably still one of the favorite secret bosses in my opinion. I love Jevil. That's great stuff. I do love Chaos King as well. Chaos King's theme is hot. It is hot, man. It's great. And we get the redemption a little more with Susie. Susie is, of course, initially a bully. Initially doesn't like Chris, but Susie comes to become more friendly throughout the chapter. And yeah, Susie just becomes great, as she does throughout all the other chapters. But as a whole, it was still good though. We had the all new battle system, you know, compared to Undertale. It was more fleshed out, more kind of bullet hell patterns, more of that good stuff here. I think I would put chapter 1 in B, a solid B. Definitely solid B here. It's not the best chapter, but it's still a really good one, especially for the first, because again, you start in the light world, you get introduced to the dark world, and then it's still cool that you're able to come back and kind of hang around and do some secrets, and you see Sans, you know, you see characters you don't initially see at the start of the game, because you just leave the house, don't you? You don't really get to explore the light world. So yeah, it's very nice that you're able to come back after the dark world stuff and explore it, and like I said, see the characters you weren't able to initially interact with. Yeah, so that's really good stuff. And the ending to chapter 1 was wild. We all thought it was Kara as well. That's another thing. We all thought Chris went full like Undertale genocide, and you know, Chris had a Kara moment, but we were proved very wrong when it came to chapter 2, the joke. Chris just wanted some of that pie. I think Chris must have went and made a dark fountain in the library, or what the heck ever, wherever chapter 2 took place. I think it was the library, the computer room. They probably went and did that as well, but yeah, we were first joked with, trolled by Toby Fox that, yeah, Chris just ate that pie. They were very hungry after the dark world, after the full day of not really eating anything aside from the dark world stuff we shoved down their neck. Chapter 2, that was insane, because it was such a cliffhanger at the end of chapter 1, and then that reveal in chapter 2 with the pie thing, like I said, and then we're able to, you know, go around the light world for a little bit. We end up in the whole new dark world with Cyber City, which is fantastic. We meet Queen, which is probably one of the best antagonists in Deltarune, in my opinion. Queen is top, absolute top. Humor, everything. It's like she's a complete meme. Everything she says is a quote. Everything she says is a quote. And on top of that, she hates Birdly, which is great. Her hate for Birdly is fantastic. But yeah, we get the city, the OST in Chapter 2. It probably might be the best OST out of all the chapters. Like, it's got more bangers than the rest, in my opinion. Each chapter has incredible bangers, but I think overall Chapter 2 has the most bangers. I find myself coming back, listening to more of the OST in Chapter 2. But yeah, the story, we got more lore. It felt like the world was much bigger. It really felt like a bigger and better sequel to Chapter 1, if that makes sense. Like, Chapter 2 is like double the size of it, if not a bit more. There's more secrets to be had. We have Spamton, the big shot. Neo Spamton's a great secret boss as well. I don't know if I prefer Neo Spamton over Jevil, though. I'm not entirely sure on that. But the song, oh yeah, big shot. That is a way bigger shot than World Revolving. I mean, they're both great, but I think I slightly just prefer Big Shot. But yeah, we learn a lot with Spamton. We have Noelle, which is one of my favorite characters. We get the Snowgrave, the weird route. This is our first time doing the weird route. We thought in Chapter 1 we could do like a genocide, but you really can't. You just don't really recruit them. You don't do any kind of weird route in Chapter 1. There's no way of like going into that with Chapter 1. It only starts with Chapter 2 and Noelle. So that's really awesome to see as well. As strange as it is, Birdly, I'm sorry. The ice popsicle bird you become. The frozen rooster. The frozen chicken nugget. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's cool that we are able to do the weird route with Noelle. And yeah, learn more of Noelle's character. And learn more of Birdly. Susie progresses as a character as well. You'll find out of every chapter that Susie just gets better and better, honestly. And because of that, she's become also one of my favorite characters in this game. So Chapter 2, I will give... I think Chapter 2's an S. I think in every way, it was incredible. And the ending to Chapter 2 as well. Man, the boss was insane, fighting like Giga Queen, and then we like combine our machine we made in Chapter 1. Funny enough, it's like a whole callback, like the machine we made, that the thrash thing to thrash your cheeks in Chapter 1 comes back in Chapter 2 to help us beat Giga Queen. The song, the knockout song, oh, so incredible. One of my favorite songs in the chapter. Just the whole fight is like cinematic. Very cinematic. Like, and the perspective of the fight is so different too. It changes everything. It blows your mind. It's every sequence, man. Every sequence. We got the Ferris wheel thing with Noelle and Susie. Oh, there's so much to talk about with Chapter 2. It could be its whole own video. Honestly, it's great. It really is great. I think it's an S tier chapter. It really is. And because of it, especially with the ending, us actually seeing Chris make a dark fountain, Susie comes to the house, which is really nice again. Susie's relationship progressing. Lush stuff. Really nice. Yeah, we see Chris slash we don't see him slash the tires, but we know that Chris slashed the tires. Toriel calls the police, which makes Undyne come along. And yeah, Chris makes that fountain, and then we see the smirk, the TV, which we now know is Tenna, come alive, and then yeah, it starts up Chapter 3 with us going into the TV world. But Chapter 2 really made me have very, I'm honestly, can't say very enough here, very high expectations for Chapter 3. And because of that, I will admit, I think I set myself up to be disappointed. While I played Chapter 3, I expected a whole lot more. I love Tenna. I really do. I love how Toby Fox portrayed Tenna. I love how Tenna's this like 3D model, like Donkey Kong Country-esque like render sprite thing. I do love that. Tenna's very expressive. And when I recently replayed in my own time Chapter 3, I did enjoy Chapter 3 a lot more than when I played it on stream here on YouTube. But still, it probably might be my least favorite chapter. It's not unplayable. It is not unplayable, but because you're stuck pretty much in the green room for the whole chapter, and you're doing this quiz thing like 2-3 times, it gets kind of, I don't want to say boring, but for a lack of a better word, it is like repetitive. It is repetitive. You don't get to explore like you did in Chapter 2. Again, Chapter 2 gave me very high expectations. You get a lot of exploration. It feels bigger and better than Chapter 1. It's like double the size. But Chapter 3, it felt very small. It felt very contained. And maybe that was done on purpose. I mean, you're in a TV, but I expected to explore a lot more of the TV world, like literally go and see like a Western area and maybe like an anime place like with cartoons and explore like a fantasy land, like literally go to those places, not just be stuck on a quiz show like we're rewatching Challenge over and over again. I don't know if you lot know what that is, but here in the UK we have a TV channel called Challenge, and it literally just replays all the old quiz shows like Family Fortunes, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, The Chase, Bullseye, all that stuff. You guys might know it as Family Feud, but we call it Family Fortunes here. But yeah, I thought you'd actually go to those sets and go to those places, but no, you're just stuck in this one area, and it did get repetitive. It really did. It tired me out. But what made up for it at the very end was just the ending. Honestly, the ending blew off my balls, man. It did. It blew them off. Seeing the Roaring Knight, the boss fight with Tenna was great as well. I did really enjoy that, but it was just kind of expected. Like, oh no, he's going to turn evil and we're going to fight him. Yeah, it was expected stuff, but the unexpected stuff, like seeing Toriel and then again, the Roaring Knight, our first look at the actual knight, and then the Roaring Knight just obliterating you. I know you can beat the Roaring Knight if you're skilled enough, but I think all of us for the first time lost, right? Like, there's no way someone somehow first time beat the Roaring Knight. So we all lost the first time, and then we get the reveal, then we see Undyne. It's incredible stuff. It really is. It really makes up the chapter. Like, all that, like, redundancy and the repetitiveness and some of the mundane parts. Like, I did love the Guitar Hero bit. I did like some of the mini games. Like, the bullet hell sections are very creative. It's all fun stuff. But yeah, like I said, it's just a little repetitive in the green room and things like that. But yeah, the ending. Sorry, I going off track here. But yeah, the ending was great, and then run into the shelter, because that's like a whole big thing we see at the end of Chapter 1 if you decide to go down and see it as well. We get more of the shelter, and then we get teased that we're able to go in. We get the hints that we might be able to go in future chapters, like with the symbols, with the police symbol, the Deltarune, the tree thing, all that good stuff. But yeah, that was mind-blowing. That ending was honestly like just incredible. It really was, and it really helped elevate the chapter for me. But still, everything else is kind of a con in my opinion, that I do think it's probably, I think it's a C. Let's just say that. I think it's a C. Like, that doesn't mean it's bad, it's still good. It's very close. Chapter 1, it's kind of got that nostalgia to it at this point, and it just sets up just the whole world. I don't know, it has that edge. You're able to go back to the light world. You don't even explore the light world in Chapter 3, which I find kind of disappointing. I was very disappointed in that. Like, I think Chapter 3 is saved because we had Chapter 4. Like, I think if we only had Chapter 3 and didn't have the release of Chapter 4, I would have been disappointed. And I think a lot of people would be too. Like, let me know in the comment section down below. Like, just think about that. If we didn't have Chapter 4 come out with Chapter 3, would you have been disappointed with how it just was, and then it just ends like that. Like, of course the ending's great and it's such an amazing cliffhanger, but you're not able to do anything in the light world. You're not able to explore. In fact, when you first play chapter 3, you just wake up in the dark world. That's all you get to do the whole chapter. No light world stuff at all. Nothing. So yeah, I would have been very, very sad. I would have been upset. I think I would. I would have been upset. All that years of waiting. What was it, like 4 years since chapter 2? Then we get chapter 3. I would have been very upset. Again, there's so much to like with chapter 3. 10 is incredible. There's some good music in there. I think it might have the weakest OST out of chapter 2 and 1 though. But it's just staying in the green room. Like, it did get repetitive. It really did. Honestly. So yeah, chapter 3 in a C. Now chapter 4. What a chapter. There was so much going on in this chapter. It's everything I wanted out of chapter 3, I think. With chapter 3, I think maybe Toby was going for more of like a breather chapter. But yeah, chapter 4. I think it was only hotter because of chapter 3 as well. Like, chapter 3 just elevated it so much. Like, I was kind of disappointed, like I said, with chapter 3. And then playing chapter 4, mind blown at every angle. Like we get so much stuff. We get to explore the light world at the beginning. We go to the church. We see the aftermath of Toriel. We see more of Noelle. Noelle's actually more involved, which is fantastic. Like, we had no Noelle, like no Birdley. I think that's another thing with chapter 3. We had no other characters that were introduced in chapter 2 that we wanted to know more of and like play around with and just interact with and maybe have on our team or whatever. None of that. That's all scrapped. So that's another negative of chapter 3. That's just all gone. Like, it's like Toby forgot about them for some reason. Like, they didn't exist in chapter 3. I don't know why. But yeah, chapter 4, we get more Birdley if, you know, depending on the route. We can check out Birdley in the light world. We get more of Noelle. We get the major scene with Noelle. We go to her house, you know, doing the studying thing, even though we're there to like snoop around and find out the code of the shelter and stuff. We just get way more good interactions. We get way more to do with the weird route. We have a major thing to do with the weird route here with Chris and Noelle. So that's really good stuff. And we get some other stuff during the chapter as well. A little less stuff, which is kind of but we get the main meat, you know, at the beginning of the chapter, like I said. We get way more like heart and Chris moments, like the player and Chris moments, which just blew my head off. Like, really good stuff there with that. Just seeing a lot more of Chris without the soul, and Chris just being the like menace he is, like the freak, like the weirdo, like everything Chris does. Like, Chris being under the bed is like, why are you so weird, Chris? Why are you just such an oddball? Like, why are you like this? Like, he's kind of freaky. They are kind of freaky, man. But there's just so much to talk about with this chapter. Like, with chapter 2, it could be its own video. Garson's incredible. The old man. The OST in this chapter is definitely, in my opinion, stronger than the OST in chapter 3. The second sanctuary, the third sanctuary, all that good stuff is mind-blowing. The Hammer of Justice song. The secret fight with Garson is amazing stuff as well. Like, the old man is... oh, it's perfection. I love the old man / Garson so much. And the dynamic with the old man and Susie is so good. And Susie, again, only becomes so much more of a better character. The whole prophecy thing, learning more about Rousai and Rousai knowing the full prophecy... and then not really wanting us to know about the prophecy because it's probably, well, some kind of sacrifice or something Susie's got to do to, like, save the day, which isn't really something Susie wants to do because it's probably, again, a sacrifice or something that they really want to avoid, to be honest. I don't know, but the bosses, the just general fights in this chapter, just... how unique it is. The climbing segments. You're taking too long, boss. There's just so much good stuff, man. There really is. And the finale is epic. It kind of feels like the final boss. Like, if this was the end of Deltarune, I wouldn't complain. I don't think I would complain. That's the craziest part. This isn't the end of Deltarune with this chapter. it is not the end. The Titan, man. Seeing more of the Roaring Night. Making a fountain in a dark world. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing until it happened. Like, the whole sequence. It is mind-boggling. It's honestly mind-boggling. What a chapter. What an emotional ride. It's so good. It's so good. And I don't know if it's better than Chapter 2. I think it might edge it out. Like, I might need to swap Chapter 2 and Chapter 4. Because I replayed Chapter 4 as well. I did Chapter 3 and 4 for YouTube. And then I played it at my own time, Chapter 3 and 4. And again, not only did Chapter 3 get better, as I said, but so did Chapter 4. A lot better. It really did. The puzzles as well were cool. I like the piano stuff. Seeing Chris play the piano. Learning more about Chris's past. And then, you know, being good at piano. And then they kind of like open up and play the piano in front of Susie and Rousey. It's just... It's great moments, man. It is emotional. The ending. I've already spoke amazing of it. But that ending, man... It's like final game material. Seeing the Titan, you know, dunking on the Titan, like going in. It's epic. It's the more I talk about it, the more I like it. There might be a bit of a honeymoon phase of it, I think. But because of that, it could change in the future. But I think Chapter 4 is an S. I think that might be the best chapter. It might just be. We get more of everything. It's kind of like Chapter 2, but like... just so much more epic, I guess. I don't know. I feel like there isn't as many different locations. Like the cyber world had a lot more locations going for it. It's very close to Chapter 2 and 4, in my opinion. Like, we only do see the church area, really. But we do get that weird version of it when Susie... That's another amazing thing. Susie makes the dark fountain. That's another incredible thing. Susie makes a dark fountain. See, there's too many good moments. Like, I'm not even bringing up all the amazing moments to do in Chapter 4. And just, like, the things we learned and the lore that was had. Like, we still have questions, of course. But a lot of things got answered as well. There's so much to dive into. All the character moments. Again, the mini-bosses. You're taking too long. It's like the best boss ever. Oh, man. But yeah, we learned so much. Susie making the dark fountain. That's good stuff. So that means anyone can make a dark fountain, right? I thought you had to have determination. I'm kind of a little confused there, but I guess if you just have the will and you have the power and you have the knifey, you could just stab into that ground and make a dark fountain. But Susie's one was a little weird, though. Maybe that's why it was weird, because Susie did it. I don't know. I digress. Chapter 4, incredible stuff. Great OST in Chapter 4 as well, like I said. Better than Chapter 3's in my opinion. I don't know if it's overall better than Chapter 2's. There's still bangers in there, but I think Chapter 2 has like every song I listen to in Chapter 2 is basically amazing. Basically amazing. When I'm comparing it to Chapter 4 and 3. Chapter 1's got a great one as well, but Chapter 2 overall. Anyway, again, digressing. I'm going to leave it there. That's my ranking. What's your lot's opinion? How would you rank these from S, A, B, C? Are some of the chapters unplayable, though? I know Undertale is. That's an unplayable game.